Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel where it's all about learning and playing the music we love. I'm Phil and this video is the next in the series looking at the skills and techniques that make the playing of Mark Knopfler completely unique and recognisable. In over 45 years of listening to and playing the music of Mark Knopfler, I've noticed, as probably you have, that there are some characteristics of the way the great man plays that set his sound apart from anyone else, whether he's playing in a rock, acoustic, Strat, Les Paul, folk or any other style you care to mention. One thing is certain, you can always recognise the MK sound, and this is, of course, down to what he does with his fingers on the strings. So without further ado, let's dive in. Come with me. In this next video in the series, I'm going to look at what I call frailing. You'll hear this technique used on a lot of Mark Knopfler's music, including Portobello Bell and the very closely related, musically that is, Wild West End. You'll hear it on Privateering from the album of the same name. You'll hear it on The Man's Too Strong, and actually you hear it on Walk of Life from Brothers in Arms. That's to name but a few. It's really closely related to the upward flamenco that I discussed in an earlier video in this series. But on its own, it's actually an essential Knopfler technique. You'll hear him use it when playing electric guitars, but also acoustic guitars and the resonator. So it's really worth getting this one embedded in your playing. I'm just going to use a basic frailing technique. You'll recognise it probably from something like Portobello Bell. I'm going to use that to illustrate how to play it. So let's dive in. So I'm here with the resonator. I've got this tuned. It's an open G tuning. So this is G, this is D, G, and up the chord of G. And the technique looks a little bit like this. I'm going to slow that right down. So there's a couple of things to master when you're learning this. It's fairly straightforward from the beginning point of view. One pluck. And then the next thing that you're doing is you're striking down with your index and your middle fingers. And you're stopping them. I actually hit the D string there. That's fine. So stop those strings from ringing. Doesn't matter if the D rings. But you'll hear I'm stopping the G in this case. And then there's an upward pull of those two strings. Another pluck of the G. Another strike down. And another pull up. Okay, let's work through that again. You'll see that I tend to have my hand anchored. It's probably a bad habit. I wasn't taught professionally to play the guitar, and I tend to find, if I'm honest, that my favourite guitarists are the ones who haven't been taught professionally but who have developed their own style, and that's what makes them unique, is because they've got their own style. So I think I've probably stolen this from a number of guitarists. Mark Knopfler uses the same technique. He tends to anchor with his little and his ring fingers, but I tend to anchor with my little finger. Let me go through that super slowly again for you, and I'll describe what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So it's thumb, then strike and stop, pull up, thumb, pull up, strike and stop, pull up, and thumb to start again. And once you've got that down, you can really play with it. So okay, that's a really, really important Mott Knopfler technique. So for acoustic and for electric playing, well worth practicing. It's really hard to get going with that one because it's a bit like one of those things where you're tapping your head and rubbing your stomach at the same time. It feels a bit weird to start with. Very well worth persevering. As I always say, practice really slow to start with. Use a metronome if you can. Play it slower than you think you need to, and don't move on to a faster pace until you can do it perfectly every time. And then just gradually build and build and build. Before you know it, you'll be frailing all over the place. So that's it for this video. I hope you got something out of it that you can use in your playing. Look out for the next one in the series coming shortly. But for now, thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye for now.